Alright, this is my first in-depth refurbishment, so I guess I'm going to call this kind of the... Oops, my camera's over there. Hi. This is kind of my wrap-up video, I guess, is something I wanted to do. You can see my long list of... where's my finger? Right over there in the corner is my whiteboard of games of things that I need to get done still. But hit the deck, we've had this for, I don't know, just under a month. And as you can see, I'm kind of dumbing things down a little bit. I'm going down to 3 cameras just to make things a little bit more simplified. I'm going to hold this one here in my hand. We'll see how it goes, but I digress too much. But this is going to be kind of my last video just doing repairs on this. I'll just kind of go over everything I've done with it so far. And a few more things I still have yet to do, and now we're pretty much at the point where we'll play a few games. I know my buddy Dave stopped over. He played a couple games. He said, hey, this is doing this is doing that. That doesn't work. This does this does that. So we play a couple games, we make adjustments and replace more parts if needed, and then play some more games, find more things to adjust. So that's pretty much going to be the situation for the rest of the month here, and then we'll probably do a live stream of us playing it with it all tuned up and playing right. But as you can see here, I still have I have to replace this line cord with a ground on there. I've been using this little cord to plug it in, but the other day I worked on this end rail here, and this really cleaned up well. So got that polished up. I'm going to kind of go through everything we've done recently. Obviously we did the power switch earlier. We took care of that. We got the pop bumper lights adjusted here. When Dave was playing it, he noticed that quite a few of the lights weren't working, and that's because these weren't seated all the way. Am I pointing properly? Yes, I am. Sorry, I got my back to the microphone. That doesn't help either, does it? So, never said I was good at this production stuff. I'm good at fixing pinballs. So anyway, I want to make sure this is really secure, because if this starts to slide out, this bar kind of resists on those relays, and then that prevents some of those features to be activated. So I don't think I'm going to replace the sleeves on here. They're pretty robust, they're pretty clean, but if this needs to be adjusted at all, we can do that. We spent some time adjusting the pop bumpers a little bit so they have some snappy action. And then one thing I noticed too, that this switch stack right here, this is pretty common. This switch stack was pushing down on that little kind of barrel that opens and closes these switches. So there's like a feature on here that spots one of your cards up there, and ran into the situation. We'll actually turn the game on here and we'll show you where it would hang up, and then you have that, you shoot that little eject hole, and what it does is it spots you a card, and it wasn't doing that because it was hung up on one particular card. So let's go ahead and start a game here. And the one thing that activates the KS relay, that's the one we're interested in right now, is the pop bumper. So when I hit the pop bumper, it should start spinning that wiper. It's not hung up anymore. It was getting hung up, and then that would prevent you from spotting more than one. So I'm going to go ahead and stand back here, and we'll look for one of these relays to drop down when we do a spot. This guy right here took care of that, and then if we hit the pop bumper a couple times, all right, and we'll spot another one. There, we got this one down, so we got 2 down. So what was happening was it was stuck in one position because the switch stack was pushing too hard on those little barrels or discs or whatever you call them. And we had some issues with the scoring with these lights, because then they kind of alternate from the, where is this? Can you keep up with all this? This is the alternating the red and the black card spotting, and then some of these relays here also manipulate that 5,000 when lit. So if we were to, what do I want to do here? Tick all these down, we should start having something. Up there they go. Now they're starting to light up for higher scores, and we were having issues with that scoring points. So we should be able to get higher point values. There it is. This one wasn't lit because of this guy right here controls that, right? So we had some issues with that. We got that adjusted. So it's all this little fine stuff. It's kind of it takes up a lot of time. But then this roll over here wasn't making contact, so we'll make sure we got contacts there. Oh, that's so much better. I'm kind of going from bottom to top here, as you can see. I did order some of these guys here from Steve Young, because I noticed we got some cracks on there, so I don't want to see those. progress worse after they return back to the owner of the game. So otherwise, yeah, full flipper rebuild on there. We did get some other shooter sleeves replaced on there. I'm trying to think what we've done and what I haven't documented yet. So I did change it back to 3 balls because it just makes the game go faster for me from a diagnostic perspective. But if we want to change it back to 5 balls for them, we can do that. Back here we had some other issues with the 10,000 unit. When I hit the reset on the game, it would only step through 5 steps. So if my 10,000 unit was less than 5, it would reset the game, and I'd end up with 7, 8, or 9D,000 because that's 100,000 right there. So then that would cause the game to start with a very high score, so we had to spend some time getting that cleaned up. So just a few issues, but it takes a few hours to correct all that. So we'll continue to play more games on this and go from there. It's really close, or it might not be close. Like I say, we just got to play some more games on it and see what other issues pop up that need adjusting. So and we'll get everything vacuumed out and make it look nice and bring it to the customer who's in the cities now. This came from Wisconsin, so we'll see if their basement's ready. I think they're getting their basement redone. So if anything, I'll have the pleasure of maybe putting this in the corner of the little shop here, and we'll put it in the corner and enjoy it maybe for a few more weeks and just make sure it's real solid and reliable. And we're actually minutes away from powering up this other Captain Fantastic with the playfield swap. So we'll see you around.